in the trans community. What's up, everybody? It's me, Erica, and we are down here. Girl. I need to get my whole head in the shot. I might need to back it up a little. Back it up. Back it up. Okay, so we are down here, girl. We don't have nothing to talk about. I have a video that has to premiere later. And yeah, I do 2 videos a day, y'all. I shoot 2 videos a day. Sometimes you will get 2 videos a day, but lately it's been like the second video from the day before and then the first video, and then you get the second video tomorrow. That's how it's been going. And I was trying to get the video. I had it uploaded and everything last night. I just didn't title it, and I did not make a thumbnail for it yet. And when it actually was finished uploading, I was already asleep, and I went to bed really late last night watching Animal Kingdom. Oh, girl, I'm in season 6, I believe, or 5. At the end of 5, I believe. I can't remember. I can actually tell you where I am. I can't say anything about it because it's literally I'm on 5, season 5, episode 2. Yeah, I can't talk about it now because it will give away too much. But yeah, it's still good. It's still good. I enjoy it. And like, oh, I don't know if you guys know, but I already watched it when it originally came out. Like, I was an original fan of Animal Kingdom when it first came out. I think I have tweets from when it first came out. I think it was like, when did Animal Kingdom come out? 2020? I think it was 2020. Yeah, I loved it. I loved it from the beginning. Like, I love those kind of like heist, like sneaky, like cat burglars. I love that when people do heists and stuff like that, like the Italian Job. Remember the Italian Job where they did a remake of it, and they were all driving around those Mini Coopers, and they were going through the like underground and stuff with those Mini Coopers. Baby, I love films like that. They have one. What is the one where it's a all girl? It's an all women. Rihanna was in it. I can't remember the name. Did I watch that? I think I need to watch that again. I can't remember. Rihanna was in it. I think she was. Why do they always make the black people the bomb specialists? Have you ever noticed that? The black folk, like when there's a group of like thieves and robbers, and when each of them have their skill set, and it's always the black one who does the bombs, who can do like the explosives. I think Rihanna did that, and then Don Cheadle in Ocean's 11. Didn't Don Cheadle do the explosives? I think so. And it's another film. It's always a black person doing the explosive. I wonder why that is. They're always doing the bombs and stuff. Okay, so let me make sure my nose is clean. Number one, okay, because girl, I don't want to be down here talking to y'all. Even though I did check, I do a check of everything. I do a check of everything, even like little pieces. Like sometimes you will see like there'll be like a little piece of lint or something in my eyelash, like right here. See, like you could see it right here. And I wonder if you could see it here. And sometimes I don't see it until we're in editing. Um, but yeah. Oh, I think I have the wrong color on. I don't know. Let's just see. Let's just see. Oh yeah, this is too cool. It's like blue almost. And oh my God. Hold on. Okay, this is the one that I like. That was weird. It was giving me a different color, I feel. I don't know. Anyways, so we have our pillows here. We gotta get our pillows together and our bird pillow. So, girl, I'm just down here. I already talked about Nick Cannon. I didn't watch the whole interview. I'm sure there's more clips coming out, but I did hear that he said that having all those children was a trauma response and blamed it on his breakup with Mariah Carey. That was a trauma response. I need you to be honest. I know you wasn't having sex with all those women. I need you to be honest about I need those women. They probably signed NDAs, so they can't really talk. So let's go to Hollywood Unlocked. It says 82 new posts since the last time I went there. 82 posts. 82 posts. They have 170,000 posts, 3.7 million followers. Um, let's see. Let's see what's going on. Um, Girl, it says sex recession. Americans are smashing less than ever. Recent studies show new record low. The sex recession, the share of Americans having regular sex keeps dropping. Married adults have markedly more sex than unmarried peers, but sex recession is also making inroads among married couples. When it comes to sexlessness, no sex in the last year among young adults, the biggest change comes post 2010. Between 2010 and 2019, the average time young adults spent with friends in a given week fell nearly 50% from 12.8 hours to just 6.5 hours. Americans are having a record low amount of sex. We find that in 1990, 55% of adults between 18 and 64 reported having sex weekly, according to the General Social Survey. But around the turn of the millennium, the number began to dip. By 2010, less than half reported having sex weekly. And by 2024, the of of the more than 1,000 men and women queried on the topic by GSS, the number had fallen to just 37%. Well, good for y'all. But young adults are socializing less with friends. And so I think they mentioned young adults hanging out with each other because if you're hanging out with each other, the likelihood is you're going to be in some situation where sex could happen. And hopefully you can get pregnant. And hopefully you're in a state where you can't have an abortion. And now we have a new worker bee. Thank you for populating the United States with workers. That's all they want. That's why they don't want white women to have abortions because also they're depossessing the United States. And that's why the men are running around crazy. The white male heterosexual Christian they're running around with their heads like their heads have been shot off too soon. And so they are running around trying to put laws in place that literally I tell you, you don't have to participate in any of those systems. And the way that you can avoid having to deal with the possibility of having a pregnancy termination is to stop having sex, right? And I know there's some people like, oh, these women are not going to have stop having sex with men. Yes, there are some women who are not going to have sex at all. Some men who are not going to have sex are focusing on other things, but they want you to be hanging out with your friends so that you can get yourself into situations where somebody is having sex with somebody and hopefully it's unprotected and hopefully you get pregnant and hopefully you can't have an abortion and then we have a new worker because they don't give a fuck about your children, right? There's so many children in foster care. This country acts like it cares about children when the genocide is killing more children than anything because there's so many children over there, so many children. It's like more than half of the people there are children. There's more children than there are adults. And so when you're eradicating those sections of the city like that, you're killing a lot of children. So the Americans can't tell me that they care about children, especially with the United States being the hub of human trafficking. So I mean, you can't like, and it's really like I was listening to Don Lemon and D.L. Hughley this morning because I wanted to hear if D.L. Hughley was going to be sounding like the rest of the rest of the blacks that are down there acting like they are have this high moral compass, and they are better than, and they want cookies for, being complicit, not even speaking against this man who spoke against them whenever he opened his fucking mouth, to the point where when he was about to open his mouth and spew some more misinformation and dog whistles, and it's like, you guys don't even get it. But that is the outcome of upholding white male heterosexual Christian ideas, right? Because those Christian ideas make you a pussy. I'm sorry, they do. They actually don't make you a pussy, they make you a pair of testicles, because a pussy is strong. A pussy uh delivers through, yes, face the nation, a pussy delivers humanity through her vessel, right? So it's strong. You guys are a bunch of fucking testicles, weak ass, sensitive ass. I can kick you in the balls, and you guys are got your legs crossed, wincing and saying that somebody, oh, we're not celebrating the death of a terrorist. That still doesn't make any sense to me. But that's the outcome of Christianity, is to make you a bitch ass. And you just be like, oh, I'm just going to turn the other cheek. I'm going to turn the other cheek. I'm going to turn the other cheek. I'm going to keep turning the other cheek. And what it is a projection. It is a projection. This idea that somebody can take a white person's slot, because the slot is made for the white person. Just because they're white, they don't have to have any qualification. Look at your president. He has absolutely no qualifications to be the president of the United States. And he sits in what is considered the highest seat in the land, and he sits there with nothing, with no, you talking about a DEI hire, you talking about affirmative action, girl. You are literally coming here with a resume that just says, I'm over 35, I'm a United States citizen, and that's it. Like, whatever the qualifications are to become the president is built that way so that money can actually get you in, not your actual skill set and expertise and history and professional history. I feel like you should not be able to run for president unless you've served in the military or served in some civic job, whether you a goddamn post office worker, something, you didn't work for the feds in some kind of way, either in their military or in the state office, or work for the state in some kind of way, been some councilman, whatever. You need to have some political history under your belt. This man has nothing. How are you the commander in chief and you dodged the draft? And then, like, people actually praising him and like following him. And that's why I know that racism should be classified as a mental illness, because we're really living in a world of projected insecurities, and we are all not all suffering, but we are all subjected to these people's delusion. Like, they literally believe they're better than you just simply because they're white and male. They think they're better than you, like, just on those two things alone. Like, you're nuts. You something is mentally, there's a disorder happening in the brain. And then for people to fall in line and then become agents and put their little blazers on with their dark glasses and their hair slicked back and come down here and feed you a bunch of bullshit. And like, literally, how do you're deifying a terrorist? I thought we didn't negotiate with terrorists. You're a terrorist. You went around spreading hate and misinformation and only just because you are a white male. And then the women who fall in line with it, turn your pussies in by the close of business. You don't deserve. You're undeserving of your snatch, because you're following around after men. Just put his dick in your mouth and walk around with his dick in your mouth. That's what it looks like to me. These male worshipers, the women that follow around after men who literally think their qualification for being great is being male. And then for these men, it's being white. And so black people adopt that, and people of color adopt that, because they adopt that white, so there's something great about whiteness. So that, to me, you're under a delusion as well. Something needs to be like, the people that are like praying for a terrorist, you're not you're demonstrating that something is wrong with your brains. You're not getting cookies or points from God, because you are glorifying and deifying and acting and having moments of silence for a terrorist, a KKK member. That's literally what's happening. A Nazi, a KKK member, a terrorist. And y'all over here celebrating him. You're sick. Something is wrong with you. And even for you to even try to make a disclaimer, I'm not celebrating anybody's death. Why not? What is that? What about you makes you better that you're not celebrating the death of a terrorist? What makes you better? It makes you better. You think you're getting some points? You think you're getting some brownie points from God because you're praying for a terrorist, somebody who said, and that's what I said. Somebody who said your brain function, you don't have the ability. Your brain functions are not up to par, to the point where you can't even think straight. When you are around here reinforcing the illusion of white supremacy, I want everybody to really change their language and stop calling it white supremacy, because there's nothing supreme or superior about being white. Absolutely nothing. There's nothing that you can say, this is what makes us superior and this is what makes y'all savage, inhumane savages. I want you to listen to him. I don't promote men too much, but I want you all to hear what's his name? Grits and what is it called? Grits and eggs and grits. Deante Kyle. I want you to hear this.
Never our problem. And we yearn for our main problem is why we consider them human in the first place. Where, like we were talking about earlier, the projecting. White people didn't even consider us human, three-fifth human. That was never our problem. Our main problem is why we. And the fact is, who the fuck are you to tell another person that they are three-fifths of a human? Where did you get the position to even be able to say that about anybody? I want y'all to listen to him. I'm gonna start it all over again. I'm not gonna interrupt him. Consider them, well, like we were talking about earlier, the projecting. White people didn't even consider us human, three-fifth human. That was never our problem. Our main problem is why we consider them human in the first place. If anybody three-fifths, look at that behavior. Who eat people? Mm. Who would feed a baby to an alligator? Who would do that? Mm. Who would exterminate buffalo just so people wouldn't have nothing to eat, wouldn't have a source of food, just to punish people? Who would give people disease-ridden blankets? Who would do this? Who would create black codes? If you walking along the train line, you going to prison. Vagrancy laws. Same thing they doing now. Our issue isn't our humanity. Our issue is trying to prove our humanity to people who don't behave in a humane way. Bro, like we talk. That's so true. He's literally telling the truth, and that's why I say you can't. And that's why a lot of people have to get out of the idea that white is better, because when you look at their behavior throughout human history, they have literally killed more people than any other group of people. And then when they get on the land that they want to occupy and settle in, they call those people savages, when you are committing the savagery. That's why you don't look at them as the standard of anything. That's the most violent group of people in history, and their descendants are not too far off.
Now let's go to Hollywood Unlocked, where I was before. Shout out to the people not having sex, okay? Kiki Palmer and Sean Evans share a kiss on the set of Hot Ones. I don't get it. Somebody said, stay off them white people drugs. I need y'all to stop acting like black people don't take drugs. They're not white people's drugs. They're drugs. Drugs doesn't have a race. I know they try to get you to think that crack and cocaine were two different things, but they're not. They're really not. Okay. So shout out to Montero. Hopefully he's getting the help that he needs and he'll be back on our screens soon enough. Nick Cannon admits having 12 kids was a trauma response. Let's listen to what he has to say. I think another thing about a narcissist, you really have to look at them like for real when they're telling a story. Because sometimes they're doing stuff, they overinflate. Like, and men do this just in normal conversation, exaggerate and give more than what's happening because they have to make themselves look a certain way in the story. So they tend to exaggerate. Now, a narcissist is just going to flat out lie. He's just going to flat out lie to your face with a smile and a glimmer in his eyes, in their eyes. They're just going to lie. So let's listen to him and hear what he says and how he puts off his trauma on breaking up with Mariah Carey. That's what I heard. So let's listen to what he has to say.
It was a response to your trauma.
Yeah, 100. Now I'm learning that now. Yeah, and it wasn't like I was acting out. It was more of being careless, being frivolous with my process because I could do it, because I had the money, because I had the access to whoever and however I wanted to move, and okay, they coming at me, they asking me, opposed to like doing the mature thing and saying, hey, well, it probably makes more sense to do this, and then obviously life happens as well. So it wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna go have 12 kids. It was more about like, yo, I'm gonna just live life and have fun, and whatever happens, I can handle it. When it probably, being almost 45 now, I can sit back and be like, yeah, if I would have thought the process through a little bit more and took time to actually do the inner work, things might have been a little different in certain scenarios.
You wouldn't have 12 kids.
I don't know. You know what I mean? Like that's the only thing, because I've always said this, every child that I had was made out of love, and there were strong relationships. It's just, if I would have did the work and the healing after getting divorced, I probably would have took my time in a lot of other scenarios. And for whatever reason, I thought that was the answer a lot of times. It was like, oh, well, I'm gonna figure it out over here. Opposed to like, yo, now you're leaving trauma every step of the way, instead of, fixing it from its origin, and then being able to present itself. But then like concepts like monogamy and stuff like that, I still feel the same way.
I was going to ask you, has your view on that changed then?
Nah, not really. Not for me. And that, again, that's the work of, whether you want to go back to like Freud's process of like my childhood and my upbringing. I grew up in a very unorthodox situation and household, so I've always understood that love happens differently. So monogamy has never really been my thing, but so that I'm pretty sure that plays a part of it as well too. Do you think?
Translation, they're stressing him the fuck out. Is it me, or did he just start looking old out of nowhere? He looks like he has 12 kids. Therapy would have been much more cost effective. It's pure irresponsibility. Nick, please. You took 12 children and made broken families to realize that. The families would be even more broken if they were in home with a narcissistic father. He's actually better outside of the home for all of his children's sake and safety and mental health. By after making about 3 to 4 people due to carelessness, you would have stopped. He did it on purpose. He's talking in circles. Y'all are expecting some type of I don't know what you're expecting out of him. And he's told everybody that he's a narcissist. So he could just be flat out lying about his process. A lot of people think he was lying about being diagnosed as well, because that part of that narcissism is like, oh, I've been diagnosed, now I'm a card carrying narcissist. You could be lying about that too, right? Like narcissists just lie, flat out lie, because they're living in their own world, their own fantasy world. And you have to, in order to be in the world with them, you have to lie, you have to accept the alternate reality of, and that's them just constantly lying about every single thing. And something that I was thinking about last night about intuition, and it popped into my head, how a narcissist or somebody with narcissistic personality traits will do their best to try to get you to question your intuition. And when you have a feeling about something and you share it with them, they will deny it because you're into. I remember this happening for me, where my intuition is really on point, and I'll, when I didn't have, like, I would listen to my intuition every now and again, but then in a relationship with somebody who would probably be diagnosed as with narcissistic personality disorder, they have to, when you get a feeling and a reading and a download, or however you want to describe it, on a particular person, and you say it out loud, like you were about to do this, or you did this, or you were, whatever it is that your intuition, and your intuition is on point, they are going to do whatever they need to do to deny what your intuition is telling you is truth, because that denying your intuition will keep you in an alternate state. It will keep you not listening to yourself and questioning your intuition. Like I was at the point where I was questioning, how do I question my intuition? To me, intuition is God inside speaking to you. When you hear that voice, it sounds like you, because it is you, because you are part of God. You're an extension of source energy. So you will hear God and it will sound like your voice. And it's like, don't go over there. Don't do this, or go that way. To go this way instead of that way. You will be on a path with a narcissist and your intuition will tell you to go left, and they'll be like, no, let's go right. Let's take the other left. That's actually left. If we stand over here, that's actually going to be on your left hand side. So let's go down that road. And then you'll completely abandon what your intuition told you. And then when you're down the wrong road, then you're experiencing hurdles and all the other issues or whatever. And that was their intent, is to get you to deny your inner voice and your intuition. And a lot of men will do that. You'll be on point with something. Say, for instance, you feel like your man is cheating on you or your partner is cheating on you, and you come with your intuition is telling you. Because by the time you think that somebody's cheating on you, or by the time you think you need proof, you don't need proof. Your intuition has already told you the truth, right? You just need something else to confirm it. That's why people want to see for themselves, even though they know the person is cheating on them or being unfaithful. They have to see it in order to believe it. They don't even believe their own intuition telling you this person is actually cheating on you. You already know it. That's when people, like, I couldn't stand when people would ask love questions when they're getting a reading. It's like, you already know. That's why you're asking. You're asking an oracle for an answer for something you are already knowing, and you are just not listening and accepting what your intuition is telling you. A narcissist loves that. A liar, a pathological liar, loves when you deny and reject your intuition and your intuitive, like, pings. I call them pings. Like, they're like ping. It's like, oh, I need to be paying attention to that. And then they will tell you, no, 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 look over here, look over here, look over here. That's what they do. So Nick Cannon's sitting up here telling you his story and knowing that he has been diagnosed. You need to take whatever he's saying with a literal grain of salt, because he literally could be lying in order for you to come into his world, into his universe. And but and I agree with him about monogamy. I think monogamy is really a choice. I don't think that people are naturally monogamous. You might declare yourself a monogamous person because when you are in a relationship, you want to be with one person, but it's not something that's a natural state of being. A lot of these structures and systems keep you confined in a box. Monogamy is that is one of those things. Monogamy is also here to allow men who should not have access to women in hopes that he will be monogamous, right? And he'll lie and say he's monogamous, and y'all be in relationships with single people, married to single people who are not monogamous. So I agree with him on that. But you saying that having 12 children is a trauma response, you're insane. You're insane. You're insane. And for him to say, oh yeah, I could do it, it's almost like I'm just being reckless. I can do whatever I want to. And he says, and because I have a certain access and they wanted me. Did you hear him say that? That the women wanted him. What woman would want you, Nick Cannon? Like honestly, truly. That's why I really I don't understand the Mariah Carey Nick Cannon coupling. I would like to know what was her state of mind. Does she ever have an interview talking about what was her state of mind when she coupled with him? Like, where were you? Were you in crisis? Like, what's going on? And that was a long time ago. And like, I think those kids are like 13 or 14, maybe 15 now. Hey, Siri, how old are Mariah Carey's twins?
Here's an answer from cheatsheet.com.
So, thank you.
There's no one in your contacts named Thank You.
Girl, shut up. Shut up. Girl, I'll tell you, when I tell you Siri is useless, it is. It is very, it's like, it's literally like all you're doing is talking to a search engine, basically. I mean, you could do a little things, schedule appointments and reminders and stuff like that and alarms and stuff. I mean, you could tell it to do stuff and it will do stuff and you can program it to do stuff, but it's this basic programming, just like the base level, it's just really bad. It's really bad. I remember Siri used to be fun. It's really bad. It's not fun. Nobody should be subjected to a narcissistic parent. Stay your ass away from me. Stay your ass away. Stay your ass somewhere else. You don't need to come around these children. Nah, nah. And I want you to hear him say how the women wanted him. Listen to him. Nobody wants you, Nick Cannon.
Now I'm learning. Hey, they coming at me. They asking me.
See, listen.
Because I had the money. Because
I had the money. The only reason why those women wanted anything to do with you is because of the money. If Nick Cannon's personality does not grant him access to women simply on his personality. It is his money, and it might be a little bit of the personality. But you are corny, and the world knows. So you, like I said in my video that it's going to come out before you see this one, you literally are in the position that you're in because of the money. These women would not be dealing with you if you didn't have money. Now, although there are regular men who have nothing to their fucking name out here with 12 children, I don't know how you become baby mama number 4. You know what? I actually give people like 3, you get like 3 people to have children with. You start having children with 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10 different men. I'm thinking that there's a disorder. Something's happening. Something's wrong. I give men even 3 baby mamas. I give, like, you have your first relationship, you might be young, you have your next relationship, quarter life, midlife, 30, 35. Then you have another relationship. It's possible to have 3 children by 3 different people, right? Or 3 children by 2 different people. But there might be a third relationship coming around the corner, right? And you might have a baby with that person. That's possible. I'll give you 3. But when you start getting into, I got 4 baby mamas, I got 5 baby mamas. I got 6 baby mamas. And I'm really glad to hear women, because back in the day, women really didn't ask men how many children they had. But I'm glad that you guys are now asking men how many children they have, and then following up with how many baby mamas. Because we want to see, because the way that y'all judge women about having multiple baby fathers is the same judgment you get for having multiple baby mothers.
Had the access to whoever and however.
I had the access to whoever and however. You mean you was fucking them wilding out girls? You had the access to the women because you created a space to give to so that you can prey on these women. How many wilding out girls does Nick Cannon have a child with?
I wanted to move, and okay, they coming at me.
They're not coming at you, sweetie. You created a space so that you can prey on women. How many children?
Asking me opposed.
Let me see if Siri knows. Let me just ask Google. How many children does Nick Cannon have with a wilding out girl? He has 3 children by Brittany Bale, who is a model and former pageant queen. He has 2 children by Abby De La Rosa, who is a model and a DJ. While both are associated with the entertainment industry, neither are explicitly described as a wild and out girl. Hold on. And then these names, y'all let him name the children too. Only a nigga would name a baby Golden Saigon and Powerful Queen and Beautiful Zeppelin and girl, Legendary Love. Halo. That's a cute name. Halo is a cute name. That's a Halo Marie. That's sound like a girl. Proud father of 12. Morocco and Monroe, which we call them rock and roll. Mariah Carey sons. Oh no, with ex-wife Mariah Carey, and then his sons Golden Scion and Rise Messiah. Rise Messenger. That's what Messiah means, messenger. Daughter Powerful Queen. Powerful, come here, Powerful. Stupid. It's stupid. I'm sorry. That's the stupidest name. Yes, it's a good like word, powerful, but to name a child that's stupid. And it's only a man who will name a child that. Like literally, y'all let him name your children. I can't. I can't. Zion Max Mixolydian, Zillionaire, 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 Zillion Air. That's the name. Zillion, one word, Air, the second name. Beautiful Zeppelin, Legendary Love. Legend is a cute name. Legendary is not cute. Sorry. Onyx Ice Cold. She named the baby after her. I'm glad she did, because these other stupid fools didn't even name their own babies, give their last name. Lanisha Cole. She's the one in the fronting video with Mimi and Lauren London, the dark skinned girl at the door when they come to the door. That's who she is. That's Lanisha Cole, and her baby's name is Onyx Ice Cold. The only dark skinned baby is named Onyx. I don't like it. I don't like it. And then Zen with Elisa Scott, that baby died in 2021, and then she went on and had another baby with him later. Bree Tishi, who was a wild and out girl. Nick Cannon welcomes baby number 9 with model Lanisha Cole. She's a Virgo, September 14th. I think Nick Cannon is so whack to me, but it's the comments for me. This is a narcissist. He's talking in circles. If monogamy is never your thing, why do you get married? He's talking in circles. If monogamy was never your thing, why did you get married? Because monogamy isn't exclusive to marriage. People get married all the time. Y'all be in relationships, in marriages with non-monogamous people. They just agreed to monogamy so that you can marry them. and they can get some free labor out of you. And you can run around with your, change your last name, become his goddamn property. And he has no intentions of being monogamous. And because men will just be men, you're more than likely to stay unless you have some self-worth that tells you you're not going to put my life at risk just because you want to stick your dick in somebody all over town. The crazy part of the thing is you can be in a man cannot take it if you say you're okay with him being non-monogamous and you say, okay, well, I'm non-monogamous too. They can't take it because their society has told them, I can get over on you by promising you monogamy. You're going to stay with me because I'm just a man being a man when I'm running around sticking my dick in everybody. I'm just a man being a man. That's what men do, right? Unless you got some goddamn self-worth and you're like, the minute you step out of our terms and agreements, it's a wrap. It's over. You've dissolved it. The way that Martell kept saying that Melody was sleeping with this person and she was with this person, when you stuck your dick in Ariane, the marriage contract was dissolved. We no longer have an agreement. You went against the terms and conditions of this marital contract. As soon as you break it, I don't have to adhere to anything I promised you. You reneged on your promise. I'm going to dissolve everything. And if I sleep with somebody else, that's just your fucking problem, bro. That's not my problem. You were already sleeping with a bunch of people. More than one person. Melody said it was not just it wasn't just slow slaw. There was some other bitches with some helmets on hitting their head up against the window of the bus with the tinted windows. Yeah. So it was a lot of other slow bitches in line for Martell as he cheated on his wife with 4 children. And y'all was opening your legs to that violent criminal man.
It was gone.
Let me just go in the bush and weep. Let me just go in the bush and weep. I just have to go in the bush and weep. Really.
Didn't he steal somebody's ATM one time? Then he got a mug shot for trying to steal an ATM. Criminal. Right. He had the nerve to say Melody was cheating. Even to this day, he's talking about saying that her security guard is somebody she's sleeping with. And if she is, we love a good bodyguard story. We love the bodyguard. He's protecting her body and her body. We love a good bodyguard story. As soon as you stuck in Ariane, the marriage was over. We ain't working on shit. I ain't fighting for shit. The marriage is over. You didn't win against. As soon as you go against the terms and contracts, sign a lease agreement for a car. As soon as you don't make a payment, they void the goddamn contract and add all the interest or whatever the terms that you agreed to. As soon as you break the contract, everything falls into place. Everything else falls. So a lot of the girls be in relationships with non-monogamous men that just promise them monogamy, but are hoping that you fall in line with you thinking you came from his rib and that he's just going to be a man, and men are just naturally predisposed to spreading their seed, which is why you shouldn't get married. Oh, yeah. You don't have to participate in none of these systems that put you at a disadvantage, that make you deny yourself and your intuition and your humanity and your sanity. You don't. I wouldn't believe shit Nick Cannon has to say. Nothing. And I'm telling you now, he's better off not in the home than in a home. His children are so fortunate he's not in the home. They came after me. Girl, they only came after you because you had some money and they got their miner hats on looking for gold. They digging for gold. And what better than a corny nigga who wants to give his money out? But then y'all had babies with him and let him name the babies. I hate to see it. And then he's even said, I'll be whatever you want me to be. What a narcissist will do when they're love bombing you. I'll be whatever you want me to be. That's what Nick Cannon said. His narcissism has been on display since he's started having these children. Even Charlemagne said that the person said, oh, he has narcissistic personality disorder. Hold on. So you guys let me know what you think about that, because I think he could, like I said, he could be lying. He could be exaggerating the truth. I told you there was some people that thought that he's lying about being diagnosed. He's doing it for attention, which is just another personality trait. What do y'all think? Tell me what y'all think. I gotta go. We'll come back for another video. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. Peace.